Guys, welcome to a new show on our YouTube channel called the Unplug Reacts, the breakdown show, the show where we share viral clips that everybody shares, but nobody breaks down.
Exactly. We go down deeper, more than the surface level, not just the 30 seconds that everyone cares about. And we break every single concept about these viral moments.
Let's go.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day.
Make your bed every morning, bro.
It will give you a small sense of pride,
5 out of 10.
and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made. That you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world.
Bro. Bro. What shark can you, whilst in that body of water, punch away? That's, yeah, I always have to sort of respect a lot of these army people or these admirals, yeah, because what they go through and what they do, that just shows you like the mindset that you need to be in. To be in such a body of water and dealing with such a predator whilst you're so vulnerable, and it's like sort of like mustering up that courage, you know what I mean, to just like do what needs to be done effectively.
And just being brave. Like, how many people are going to put themselves in that position where your life's at risk? You're literally swimming with sharks.
Literally.
Do you know what I mean? So, no, you have to respect it, man. Definitely.
100%.
You hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world,
the big guys are too busy watching the small guys. Do you know what I mean? Rather than concentrating on doing their own thing and concentrating on their mission and their purpose and their goal, they're too busy watching other people.
100%. And what also stood out to me as well about this video is that sort of like the underdogs, and even sort of like in business or whether you're starting up, like that is sort of like a group of like fundamentally like no chemistry, right? There's no relatable sort of things or like immediate rapport that they can bounce off, other than that they're just like clear desire to sort of do what needs to be done. And I think sort of similarly as well, like you will sort of always be laughed at, mocked out for having your small little flippers, or you guys just look like a bunch of little clowns or whatever it may be. But they obviously had a drive and they obviously had a vision of whatever it is that they wanted to do.
And they might also as well, because potentially been intimidated by the bigger group. Like naturally, going through life, you might feel intimidated by how other people look or appear to look, what they may have, and feel like, can you really, you know, be that or achieve the same maybe goal or objective as they have? So that was quite interesting as well, actually.
No, 100%.
You want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and one special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive the freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted. And somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
Love that.
Yeah, that was solid.
Love that.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to break down from that short clip. And I feel like one of the first things that stood out to me is I feel like a lot of people are always sort of like waiting for other people to kind of like set the pace, to make the first move. But as you heard from the video, the guy said it was just one voice. 1 became 2 and 2 became 3. And maybe you might have that idea that you want to start, but you're waiting for your buddy to also do it with you, or you're waiting for a group to kind of do it together. And I think just sort of setting that pace, being that first person to just sort of get involved, and then you will often like kind of create your own tribe, right? And you guys will expand. And like I said, it always takes 2 to make a circle. So I think like what really stood out for me is sort of, you know, not necessarily always having to wait for people to really make that first move. You can make that independently.
Yeah. I think what stood out for me was him talking about making your bed every day. Like if you dig deeper into what that actually means and what that will actually do for you, it's the whole, you know, discipline. Like it takes a lot of discipline to get out of bed. It sounds like a small thing, but it takes a lot of discipline to get out of your bed every single day and make that bed no matter what. Whether you feel like making it, whether you don't feel like making it, the importance of that, because that now builds a good habit, and the habit is discipline. So don't even look at it as the bed. The bed is just a way to build discipline, but it's helping you build one of the most important traits that we know you need to have, which is discipline, and doing things when you maybe don't want to do them. Like not relying on motivation, but relying on discipline.
100%.
Because discipline, motivation is fleeting, it comes and it goes. But can we stay disciplined? And to me, discipline is just a way of life.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's a thing that you will have to constantly do, whether, like you said, you like it or not. Like he also said in the video, you know, the mud started to become a bit warmer. It started to become a bit more cozier. It didn't feel or sound too bad at the end of it all, right? So I think similarly as well, it's just sort of your mind controlling, you know, your body to do the things it doesn't necessarily want to do, right? It's all very much a mental thing, right? Ultimately, what we always need to do is very, very simple, right? They just had to, you know, stay in one place for 15 hours, but like they made it bearable because of the mental prowess that they had, right? And I think similarly, like whatever it is that we are looking to do, was like start that business, go for that promotion, start that side hustle, get that investment, that first client, build that website, whatever it may be. Like it all just takes that sort of discipline to complete one task, you know. And even me, and we spoke about sort of like goal setting as well, right? And I think this sort of like naturally sort of leaps into this, whereby which rather than overwhelming with, yeah, I've got to do 5, 6, 7, 8, set the one task that you can complete. Set the one task you can complete. And that's going to sort of give you that energy and that momentum to like continuously keep on going and keep on pushing on, even when you don't want to, right?
No, definitely. And just to kind of add to that, I think, you know, if you kind of skip the basics in life, you're never able to accomplish the advanced stuff. It's like you're almost building yourself up, you know, like the small wins, they add up, they rack up, but you can't skip the small wins because then you'll never be able to achieve the big wins. So the small wins are waking up every day and maybe doing your 10,000 steps, making your bed, reading for half an hour. Like that's the small basic wins. If you can't accomplish those guys, you'll never achieve anything great. You'll never achieve the bigger wins that, you know, bring the success.
110%.
You know, what most people might miss and what might go over people's head is that, you know, they miss the discipline. That's the key message I get from this, importance of discipline. You know, it's not a spiritual thing. You know, it's not a mechanical thing. It's just waking up, making that bed, because that will make you.
110%. And one thing about discipline, right? It's a thing that needs to be done when no one else is watching, when no one else is around, when no one else is telling you, right? It's a constant being, a mental power, like I said, that you have to have that just constantly going to be, that's constantly going to be pushing you forward all the time. It's showing up when not necessarily everyone is always looking forward to be. It's pushing through when it's tough and when you don't need to do, whether it's like I said, the gym, setting up that business or whatever it may be at all. But it's just it's a constant always, effectively.
No, I like that, man. So guys, there you have it, man. That's the unplugged mindset right there. Stop performing in front of the world on social media, on TikTok, and making yourself look better than you are. Start really building yourself, and the build comes when nobody's watching. You know, success doesn't come on the stage, guys. It starts when nobody's looking.
So guys, so probably some key takeaways from this particular segment. So like, what's your equivalent of making your bed every day? Maybe it is making your bed every day, right? So is it just going to the gym every other day? Is it trying to have a clean meal 5 times a week? Is it going for a walk, half an hour in between breaks or lunches? Like, what is your equivalent? And I think just having that one goal that you can keep and you can set will be the extraordinary steps you're going to be taking to making sure you're successful and obviously disciplined.
And guys, you know, wherever it is, just make sure you start, you know, build that discipline muscle, train it. Don't wait for the motivation, because the motivation comes and it goes. So start to build that discipline muscle, build structure in your life, because guys, the truth is when the motivation fades, the structure sustained.
So guys, I really hope you appreciated this new segment of Unplug Reacts. Please let us know any other clips or viral moments that you want us to react to. We always watch the DMs. And as always, guys, make sure you're liking, you're subscribing. Tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your mistress. Tell you for free, she makes that bed every time. She makes that bed every time. And as always, guys, love, love, love.
Elevate.